been a complaint filed in case number SF111539A that alleges in count 1 of murder that on or about March 27th of 2009, the crime of murder in violation of Section 187 of the Penal Code of Felony was committed by Melissa Huckabee, who at the time and place last aforesaid did willfully and unlawfully and intentionally with malice aforethought murder Sandra Cantu, a human being. There are 3 special circumstances alleged.
So there's the judge reading the charges against Melissa Huckabee in the death of 8-year-old Sandra Cantu. Welcome back to Prime News on HLN. We're taking your calls. 1-877-TEL-HLN is the phone number. We have our experts standing by, and as we get another look here at the reaction from Melissa Huckabee, we want to talk to Stacey Kaiser, our psychotherapist, once again. Stacey, I mean, it's hard to speculate, but what could be going on in her mind right now as the charges are being heard and we see the emotions?
Well, you know, based on everything that you guys have already talked about and the fact that most women do not do this, what I'm led to believe is it may have been a rape or molestation gone bad, and she may have done this sort of spontaneously, and there has got to be a lot of remorse if that's what happened. Yeah,
and we you know, Stacey, as you mentioned that, and many will have their theories on what may have happened. And let's go to our investigator, Don Clark. Don, you've been on this since day one, and I know that we're going to be getting our details soon enough. But at this point now, based on your experience and how you followed this, what do you think happened, Don? Can you glean anything from what we've seen so far?
Well, it almost seems like to me, and I have no evidence here about this, Mike, but it almost seems like to me in the period of time there that something had to have gone wrong, you know. But it also, if we recall the video of the little girl, the little Sandra Cantu leaving away, she was very happy and cheerful. So she may have had some good experiences with this person or in the situation she was going to. So what we don't know if she was going directly, what I don't know is that she was going directly to her, or she was going someplace else and got moved, misdirected to get involved in that type of environment.
It just, no matter how many times you watch that video of a cute 8-year-old girl skipping, that's what an 8-year-old does, and there it is. And, you know, again, we find out that she would end up dead in a suitcase at the bottom of a pond in Tracy, California. It's just heartbreaking to watch that again. Jennifer, as we talk about the relationship between Sandra Cantu and this 5-year-old, I mean, were they good friends? Did they play a lot? What do we know about that?
Well, Sandra was a really friendly girl. She got along with all the kids in the trailer park, and her family and Melissa had said that Sandra would go over and play with the 5-year-old all the time, but it was always inside the house. Sandra played outside a lot, and when she played with Melissa's daughter, it would always be inside the house.
Don, you mentioned that. How do you see that as a clue, Don? You'd mentioned that Melissa Huckabee's 5-year-old daughter was inside all the time, and as Sandra Cantu plays with her, they go inside. What does that tell you?
Yeah, well, you know, that tells you something about the personality there. Particularly, I think, in that part of the country out there, it's probably pretty nice.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Why won't these kids be outside playing like what kids do? Instead, you're keeping them in the house all the time. I think that, and I believe that the psychologists would probably agree that there may be something with personality there to really want to keep this kid inside, and you don't know whatever else was going on as well.
And Jennifer, what's next? When are we going to be back in court?
Oh, they scheduled another arraignment on April 24th, and it looks like, you know, in a case like this, there will be several arraignments before she enters a plea because, you know, she could change attorneys, new evidence could come up. There are going to be a lot of delays.
Right. Anita, real quick, when will we hear the state's case, the details of what happened to Sandra when, allegedly here?
Mike, actually, when we have what's called a preliminary hearing in California, sometimes it's called different things in different states, but it's called a preliminary hearing. And it's sometimes described as a mini trial. And basically the prosecutors put forth enough evidence to say, hey, we had probable cause to arrest this person, and we have enough evidence to go to trial with this defendant based on these charges that we've alleged. Okay. And you get to see a little bit of the case unfold.
Okay, all right. Everyone, thanks again. A very difficult topic, but we thank you all for your insights. And coming up, another difficult